So welcome everybody to our monthly offering from Divine Life Connections. This is what I call Cosmic Q&A, which is an opportunity for you to witness channeling from my guide, who claims to be the Christ Sophia. Part of many of you know me already, but for those of you that don't, the Christ Sophia is divine mother, divine feminine. She has communicated to me many times in her offerings that nothing was created, it didn't go through her. So she is the grand poobah, the matriarch of creation, and has brought me unbelievable teachings and wisdom and insights and mostly information about myself, which I find really extraordinary in understanding my soul's purpose. And I think what I'm beginning to understand about all of our journeys here is we are here to embody our divine self, our divine life, and to create that existence of that here on earth. I don't know if all of you, I think pretty much everybody here is old enough to remember the convergence of 2012. And the convergence of 2012 was when that awakening started to happen, when that real significant awakening upon our planet was first initiated. Well, it was initiated before, but there was a cosmic event that created that. And ever since then, we've been peeling away the density that has kept us from knowing ourselves as divine. And so since 2012, there has been a significant, think of it as the peeling of the onion or the unlayering and uncovering of all that we are so that we can live as divine beings here in this universe we call Earth, and this world and this dimension of Earth. And so a lot of that's been lifting, and that is the Great Awakening. And so just many of you are experiencing it too, wherever you are in that window of your own awakening experience. And there's more, there's much more for us to uncover, but it's embodying our divinity here so that we can create that life. And you're all here on purpose. You matter. You're significant, and you have something here that your soul is meant to do as a part of that awakening. Like you chose to be here. So that kind of lays a little bit of the foundation of our philosophy here. And what tonight is all about is me offering you, just channeled readings from the Christ Sophia. And anybody have any comments or anything they need to put in the space before we begin? Or the questioning will be just raising your hand, your little yellow icon, and then I can call upon you. It's easier for me to see you there. It's harder for me to read the chat, but sometimes I can if there's not a lot of activity, energy in the way. But we'll just get started. But I wanted to preface tonight with what we were talking about before I hit the recording, is that we are about to enter into the eclipse season. I said we are officially entering what I'm calling the on-ramp of that eclipse season, which is going to be happening through March. And what my understanding is today is this is a really potent time, a potent opportunity. The metaphor I know is overused, but planting those seeds and setting those intentions will powerfully shape what comes next for you. So I want to begin to plant some of these ideas for you about transformation. What is transforming in your life? There is something waiting for you on the other side. There really is something on the other side. So tune into your hearts these next few weeks as the new moon enters in and you go through this lunar cycle. really pay attention to your divine guidance. February 27th through March 13th is the new moon energy. Maybe go outside and, sit under that new moon and gestate a little bit. Think about a gestation period. And the new moon is moving into Pisces. So it's that super watery, emotional time that everybody's going to be experiencing. Is anybody already experiencing a lot of emotion? Some heavy emotion? Yeah, right. We're on the cusp of that. And I just want you to be aware. This is really about Christ Sophia always says to me, know thyself. Know thyself. Your greatest contribution can be in knowing thyself. That you are in a portal of deep transformation and healing. And the timeline of your life's journey in discovering and then fulfilling your soul's purpose is about to shift. So what does that conjure up in you, a reaction in you when you hear that? Right? It is highly likely that you'll find yourself in a totally new reality by the end of April, May. Right? So the current moon cycle represents your first step in shaping that. Some of you are really excited. Some of you are like, well, I don't know what she's talking about. Others of you are like, ooh, it's very excited. I can feel that. Oh, what's she talking about? But that planting, you can't hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. Oh, Colleen, you're gesturing to me. Like, can you hear me okay?
It got warbly.
It got warbly. Oh,
Yeah, it just did it again.
all right. Well, if it does get warbly again, put your hand up and I'll see if I can switch microphones. I have two microphones. Okay. Everybody just pray to the sound gods right now, to the sound, and ask them to have perfect sound. All right, so that planting of the seeds metaphor that we use so frequently is what's required of you to align with your soul's purpose. All right, and that's what's really at stake right now for you. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drop in and bring, she's already here, if it's a feminine energy, and we're going to go ahead and be in response to what you need tonight. What are your questions? And if we want to just have her talk, that's fine too. That's a possibility as well. So just give me a moment. I'm going to do my invocation for all of you that are taking channeling with me. I do my process. Whew, there's a lot of energy here tonight. Hmm. Namaste and welcome, beloveds. It's so good to be with all of you. We're just going to do a little bit of humming and oming to calm down some of the energies. A lot of disparate energies coming together here. So we're just going to ask that everybody bear with me for just a moment. Think of it like a tuning fork that we're just going to come together with a sacred Om. 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 There, that feels a little better, right? A lot of just calms down the chaos. It sets us to a still point that we can all manage our energies from and just be in a quiet, sacred space. Everybody is protected here. So I'm open to questions for those of you that have questions for me this evening. Happy to answer that what should be. So go ahead and put your hand up if you have a question for me. No questions? Does anyone have something? Michelle, I see you waving your hand. There you are, Colleen. Hello. Hello, beloved one. Good to see you. How are you? I think you're on mute. You'll have to unmute yourself. Colleen, do you want to speak? Go ahead.
Oh, I didn't know if you were calling somebody else. I want some advice. I've been trying all kinds of different things to manage this hot mess going on right now between
Mm,
reality, things happening at night, the emotion rides during the day, plus all the energy. Um, working with Moses, um, which helps a lot, but
mm, mm,
it's getting
mm.
to be a lot.
Yeah,
Like I almost feel like I want to cry again.
indeed, indeed. Right. Remember, we mentioned just prior to this conversation that the moon is moving into the Pisces, which is the water. Yes. And so you're going to feel very floaty and very overly emotional. No surprise here. But what is coming up more significantly for you, my friend, is pace yourself. Pace yourself. There's no hurry.
Thank you.
You are getting there without any need or worry to rush or to push yourself or to think you're missing out on anything. Right? And the other part I want to make you aware of is everything's coming to you. You do not have to chase or search. Remember to allow yourself to have it come to you and present itself to you when you are ready. There's a feeling right now and a currency that you are working with that you feel like something has to be dealt with perhaps before it's ready to be dealt with.
Okay.
So I'm going to invite you to just pace yourself, slow down a bit, only do what seems to be what matters most to you, even make an agenda for yourself, an itinerary of things that you want to do today. And remember, you are a co-creator in this, and you can ask for what you want. So what is most on your heart right now, something that you would want to have happen?
I'm hearing you.
Good,
And
good.
I'm hearing you.
And then the other part of this, the other piece of the equation for you, beloved, is to remember your heart in this equation. There's a lot going on in that beautiful head of yours, and we're just going to ask you to bring it all down to your heart space.
Thank you for that one. Thank you.
Your heart can really handle a lot more than what your mind and your brain can think yourself through. Your heart is expansive. It can take on a lot more than what you currently are allowing it to. So pop that beautiful head off and put it into your heart, and let's expand from there, shall we?
Thank you.
And your channeling is increasing. Your channeling is beginning to expand, and you are going through what I want to call expansion. And every time you do that, Colleen, you're going to shift a little. Things will change. And so that's another part of the process that you're experiencing so tangibly, right?
Mhm.
So I'm just going to ask that you relax, pace yourself, make a list, like two things you want to do today, and all will be well. And keep coming back to the classes, keep coming back to the conversation, and we will work together, hand in hand, side by side. Okay?
It helps me keep balanced. It
Indeed.
really does.
Always a pleasure to see you, beloved.
Thank you.
Mhm. All right. Anyone else have questions or concerns or anything of note they'd like to comment on? Hello, I see Sony. Hi, Sony.
Hello, hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes, good to meet you.
Good to meet you too.
Mhm.
Um, I have a question. I'm sorry I'm not able to switch on my cameras. My
So,
little one is all over the place.
so can
But
still see it.
thank you. My question is, how do I know? I'm trying to decide if we want to plan a second child or not. And me and my husband, we've been on this journey for a while trying to decide. And there are times where we really, from our heart, we want to plan another one, but with the way practical life is and the lack of support physically and all the other things, it feels like maybe it's practically a foolish decision to do that.
Hmm.
But from our heart, we would be more than happy to welcome another little soul into our family. So we've just been going back and forth on that for too long now. And if there's any guidance that um, divinity would have for us, we would love to hear from them.
Indeed, indeed. Well, there's absolutely many, many souls that are endearing to you energetically, that are wishing to come through to be incarnate right now, that would be an absolute gift to be to choose you as their parents. And so, with that being said, some of the energy that you might be feeling and in response to is this feeling of the thousands and millions of souls that are wanting to come through right now to assist in the awakening of humanity. So there is a precipitation of souls that are really wanting to be here now to help and support. And so you, being those parents, can absolutely open your heart and your homes and your love and all of your consciousness to bringing a soul through right now that would, be a real aid and comfort to humanity. So from our perspective, we see the grander plan that all, partnerships of parents and children are by grander design, by the divine design. And so it is your wish to bring a soul through. They will be cared for. They will be cared for and cradled in your cocoon in the love of your family unit and be safely regarded in that. So it is something that you are questioning to bring a soul through right now due to circumstances. We would say those circumstances, as you bring that soul forth, will work themselves out. Does this assist you in making a decision or in one way or another?
It's good to get that perspective. Thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem. We are happy to be here for you, and just know that you are, and you would be such an amazing mother to any soul in nurturing their soul's purpose here and also their human journey. Hmm?
Thank you.
Yes,
Is
indeed.
it possible for me to add a little bit to that?
Sure, go ahead.
I've noticed a strange phenomena that typically tends to happen, and it's been happening for more than a year now, when my first one was much, much younger. Um, so if my husband and I are ever speaking about planning the future with having the new one join, planning a little one, like a little brother or sister for the first one for our firstborn, the minute we start having that conversation, even if we are having it in a language because we are bilingual, so even if we're having the discussion in a language that she doesn't understand, she would just burst out crying. And that pattern has continued until today. And she's not a cranky child. So it's rare of her to just suddenly start crying like that. But as soon as we start talking about planning, even if she's in another room, even if she's asleep, she will wake up and start crying. So it makes us wonder, is that a sign for us to know that maybe it's just the three of us and we should be happy with that? And that's okay. We can be happy with that. Um, is it like an indication to say that the another soul is not the right decision for our family?
Well, it is part and parcel of it that you can create any meaning that you choose out of that kind of a response. But I would urge you and caution you not to write too much into it from a standpoint of consciousness that is informing you one way or another. Your little child's soul, she is just in response emotionally to the aspect of presenting itself that, maybe there's something else in store for her too. And you would be fine as a family unit to extend and expand. I do not see any negative consequence or recourse if you were to add to your family. The response from, this beloved child of yours is, I just I would not put too much meaning into that right now as it being a negative, and that she is psychically interpreting your wish, and then you are then psychically interpreting it as something that perhaps means something that you should or should not do.
Right.
I
All
would just
right. That's
let it go, surrender it, and allow it to be something else. Talk about it in positive terms and all the pluses of why adding to your family, that she would have a sister or she would have a brother and she would have a family unit. And for those of us here that have siblings and understand that divine connection, there is karmic ties as well. And I'm sensing that there may be a past life response that is being emitted from her, of just the deep sorrow and loss when a sibling or a friend or a family member is at loss. And
okay.
there's a great pain in her heart, but that would not necessarily have to, manifest itself in a new life for her.
Got it. That is so helpful. Thank you so much.
Indeed. All right. Corrine, is that your name? Is that how you pronounce your name? Hello, Corrine.
Hello, it's Corinne, and it's so nice to meet you. And the energy here is just delicious and beautiful. I have been on an interesting journey since the end of September when I broke my arm and then frozen shoulder. And there have been many, many beautiful gifts in the past few months. And I
Mhm.
feel like I'm starting to come out of this. And I'm just wondering if there is anything being sensed that I have left undone. I've done ancestral work, I've done things on the physical level, and I feel like the energy is starting to shift. And we all owned today, there was a figure of light standing in front of me. I could not tell who it was. It was just an outline. So as I was thinking of that question, I was wondering if this figure had a message for me in regards to this as well.
Beautiful. Your psychic work is admirable. Your psychic work, we want to wish you much appreciation and gratitude that you are on the journey and opening up your psychic realm, that understanding of yourself being much greater than what you allow yourself to be in this one life. And so indeed, you are opening up all the channels and the doorways in understanding your greater purpose, the why you came here. And this is what is coming to all of you. And I'm speaking to everyone here right now, that the new moon that is upon you is the threshold for you to begin to tune in and tap into what that soul's journey, that soul's purpose, more fervently and more specifically than ever before. So much, beloved, has led you to this point. And you are now at this point where I want you to consider it a fork in the road. And you can choose to say, I will continue on this path where I'm comfortable, or I will really take some risks and I will go out on the limb. I will go out on the high beam and really take a grander look at my life for what's at stake for me. And you, more than anyone, in all the work that you have engaged in these last months and even the last year, to be more specific, the accident occurred for you to take this time. All purposeful good, as you understand. And therefore, it is incumbent upon you, important for you to begin to dream a bit bigger. Imagine what your life would be if you were to connect to your soul family, if you were to begin to work in the etheric realm more, if you were to begin to rise above some of the confines of your physical world and begin to understand the greater purpose that you have been through lifetimes.
Thank you for the confirmation of much I have been feeling.
This figure is there as a divine reminder that there are beings in the non-physical realm ready to co-create with you, ready to participate with you. They are part of your family as much as we are here sitting incarnate, yes?
Yes.
Yes, and so communicate, become engaged with those conversations, listen. The practice of meditation is obviously for all of us, it is a deep knowing, but for you, beloved, it's going to take even more than that. You're going to even go deeper still into like a service of sorts with your meditation. You're going to begin to understand layer upon layer upon layer of why you are here. That is the great unfolding upon you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Indeed, indeed. All right, everybody. All right, I see Heather. Hello, Heather. I love the new do. Yes.
There's a lot more hair there. Oh, I have to probably.
I see. I loved it. Pulled back. We can see your beautiful face. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Good, good.
Okay, so you can hear me.
Can everyone hear me? Is my sound okay? It has. Good. Okay. We have sent in all the runners to clear my sound.
So thank you very much for allowing me to ask a question. I have been on a many year long journey, as you know, in terms of my spiritual development, and the spiritual practice that I do now. I do clearings and readings, and what I noticed most recently is I always check who's in the cadre that I say who's around, and I get the answer for that. And I have noticed for myself and a couple of other people that there are more and more spirits and angels, Mother Mary, a cadre of individuals. Sometimes I don't even know who they are. But it's increasing. I used to have maybe 6 around me, and now it's like 3 times that now. So I'm just curious what the meaning of that is. Is there something that I need to know about that? That's all I really am interested in finding out.
All right, all right. Well, how beautiful for you, yes?
Yes.
You are building spiritual community
Yes.
with those in the non-physical realms.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to imagine that if you were to get into a car or an airplane and you were to travel to another city and you would meet all these new people, yes?
True.
Same is true in your spiritual escapades.
Mm.
You are opening up the invitation and the environment for all of those. Think of if each one of us in 1,000 or 2,000 years just becomes spirit beings, spirit guardians, companions for each one of you on the path, yes? You would not know our individual identities or names as such, but you would understand that we are in the spirit realm there to support and help you and to be your companions upon the path.
Okay.
An aspect of you, beloved, that is expanding as well, that you are in communion and conversation with the greater I am, all of those souls that live in the what we want to call the multidimensional field. Think of the many, many universes, the many, many layers of spiritual beings and aspects of them. And you can commune now in a variety of ways. You can commune telepathically. You can commune through light language. You can commune through just your heart, just through energetic healing. And then also by your clairs, which are your message centers, yes?
Mm.
So begin to open up and invite in. These are high level master beings. Beyond space and time and anything that your world will ever know or be written about. So these are traveling from, great distances to be there for you to begin that greater understanding of the 0 point connection that you have, that you are nowhere and you are everywhere. And you can commune with that which is the Godhead, the God source, or you can commune with all of these individuated souls that are coming to share with you pieces of that divine plan. Standing something greater than for all of you here, this is the awakening. This is the real awakening. For you to begin to understand yourself as part of all of it, and also the individuated soul to express through. So I just want to say thank you for all the work that you've done as well. We seem to have a theme here of the spiritual work is allowing each one of you to step upon a new path, an expanded path. You will begin to know yourself as part of that, beloved, no longer separate from. Take a seat at that table.
Thank you.
Indeed, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for participating. And start to bring forth some of the information and the understanding that you have so others can know it as well. So others do not feel isolated and afraid in what they are experiencing.
Right.
This is all new information coming in.
Right.
You're not to have to be beholden to something someone said. It can come through you, beloveds. Each one of you has the ability to receive the teachings of the mysteries, of the wisdom teachings of the ancients, the ancient of the ancients, things that have never been known, technologies and information that are coming through right now that are going to be inspired through your connections. I hope this makes sense to those. We're trying to get ahead of ourselves, but put any fear in anyone, but it is coming. The great awakening is being released.
Thank you.
Indeed. All right. Thank you. Katie, I see your hand is up. Yes, hello.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello,
Hi.
Katie. Hi.
Thank you.
Indeed.
I love these spiritual questions, and
Yes.
except the problem is what's on my mind is a more mundane type of thing.
It's all right.
I've
That's
been
all right.
with a rash for like 3 weeks now. It started as little red bumps on my abdomen, and it traveled down a little lower and then went around to my back and my neck and my arms, and then my upper arms, and a little bit on my breast.
I'm having a little trouble hearing you. There, you seem to be a little garbled. Is anyone else experiencing? Sounds like she's underwater a little bit. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, there you are. I see. Is there a microphone you can put up closer to your mouth so we can hear you better? I understand you have a rash. Yes.
Yes, it started on my my abdomen,
All right.
and it traveled down and around to my back and my neck, and it did on my breast and chest,
All right.
upper arms.
Have you
And,
been checked out by a doctor yet?
yes, had a couple of dermatological consults waiting on a biopsy, but it's very unusual for me. And I thought, is there any reason or message in that for me?
All right. So, have you heard of a syndrome or a virus called shingles?
Yes.
Have you ever had any previous engagement or interaction with this particular virus?
Well, as a child, I think I had chicken pox.
All right.
I know I did, yeah.
Yes. So it is a function of your nervous system. Yes. And there seems to be some heightened anxiety perhaps in your life right now, which has activated it. So there's situations that you are just processing. And so there are treatments and there are medicines and medications that can accommodate the symptoms of what is happening. But again, if you really want to heal at the root level and the root cause, beloved, you want to get some support in really handling what it is causing you anxiety, your nervousness, your uncertainty, and that feeling that you have of that things may not be as stable as you wish them to be. So right now we're entering a very watery period where it's going to feel like you are, navigating your life upon, a water source. It's not going to feel stable. So this is important for you to find emotional, psychological and spiritual ways for you to calm your autonomic nervous system and your parasympathetic nervous system down.
I've been working on that, especially since this happened, because I had a sense it was connected to emotions and
Absolutely.
detoxing emotions even.
Absolutely, my friend. Absolutely. And so, what can you do? What are some methods? And everyone is different, Katie. Everyone manages and responds to different techniques differently. You can try meditation. You can try floating chambers, those zero suspension floating chambers. Breath work is another way to release some of the pent up emotions and things that we hold on to, right? So what's important for you is to find a mechanism or a method for you to release that which you are holding on to in your parasympathetic nervous system. You have to find a way to release it. It might be a pickleball for some people, they smash that ball and that releases some of those endorphins. So it's important for you to find a release. Last time we spoke, I believe it was inviting you to get out and walk a little bit, just to physically exert the energy so that they can transmute themselves more organically, yes?
Yes.
You may want to put a little effort and emphasis into finding a way to release some of these feelings that you are processing. And I would really recommend, beloved, to turn off all incoming news and information that causes a heightened level of distress.
Yes, right. I thought I was balancing, doing the meditations and, processes and things like that. So, and then this happened, so,
Right.
I guess I can do these things, but it's hard to sustain it. I
There.
think the problem.
A little bit at a time, and particularly when you start to feel the buildup within you. If you have that self-talk that says, get up and move around a little bit, you must heed that, for that is your inner higher self, your inner guidance,
Yes.
Suggesting it, and just take that information and respond to it, create action with that.
I have been better with that. I've
Good,
been listening.
good. Yeah, that's wonderful to hear. We all need to be better at that, because the incoming into our our domain is we are processing and absorbing a lot more of the collective consciousness right now, and there's a lot of chaos. So it requires a little bit of counter influence and counter energy to not necessarily combat it, but keep it, at an even pace. Even coming on tonight, everyone's disparate energy, it was very chaotic. So just creating some way that you can, periodically throughout the day, just set the flat line and reset. You want to reset your energy as often as you can. Fresh air, water, water, water. Yours, beloved, is also a process of purification. Finding ways that you can engage in purifying your lifestyle. Eating just healthier, more organic foods, taking in more water, more fresh air, and, creating a lifestyle that creates more calm in your life. sitting in nature, sitting next to a tree, you know, buying yourself some flowers, perhaps planting and gardening. The season is coming up for you. And those activities will help to balance you out, even though, you know, they seem somewhat mundane, they will help to calm your autonomic nervous system down. Okay? All right.
I think it is a shingles thing too.
I would ask your physician and your medical experts to look at that and whatever the diagnosis is, you know, connect with me on a personal level, but I would ask that they take a look at that, yes. For you have the virus, once you have it, I think it's difficult to eradicate it, but
Right.
I would ask them to just take a look at that. It is not so much something you can treat topically, it has to be treated internally, yes? All right.
Thank you.
Be well, and we look forward to seeing you again and hearing back from you, yes? Even if you could directly between, if waiting another month is too long, please feel free to connect with me directly, all right?
Yes. Thank you.
Indeed. Mhm.
Bless you. Thank you so much.
Bless you too. It's good to see you. Hmm?
Thank you.
Right. Hello, Michelle. I see you. Hello. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
We're very well. Thank you very much
Oh, that's wonderful.
as well.
So I was hesitant at first to ask a question. I get nervous. I get a little stage fright, if you will.
Indeed.
And then I've been just pondering, like I finally got the nerve to raise my hand and I was pondering of what question that I really wanted to ask. And I wanted to get a little deeper with my question, but I couldn't find a way to really structure it. So mine does have to do with love and a breakup. I had a breakup in December and he actually went back to his ex. But for some reason inside me, like so deep inside me, when I was with him, and even still to this very day, I feel like he is my person and he belongs with me. And the thing is, on the other side of that is this my intuition or is this my like brain kind of like, or my heart or my physical self? Or is this more my spiritual self telling me that he's the right person?
Well, the two of you are not together, yes?
Correct.
Are you in conversation with him? Has there been connection and contact?
About a week and a half after we separated, he did send me, like on Christmas, he sent me a message saying that he missed me and Merry Christmas. And but other than that, no, not any real contact, no.
All right. So the question is shall you wait for him? Yes?
Shall I wait for him? And is this my intuition or my mind kind of playing tricks on me, making me believe that he's my person?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we are not in any position to say whether he is your person or not your person. That is only for you to know and understand about the relationship.
Okay.
Challenge for you is what are you willing to put up with?
Absolutely. Yeah.
For this has more to do with commitment than whether or not he is your person.
I see. Okay.
So you are a very committed person. Once you commit, you are there and you show up 1000%.
Absolutely.
Not everybody in our lives has the same form or level of commitment. Yes.
Right.
So you need to choose. It is a choice point for you.
Okay.
Determine whether or not you are interested in engaging in a conversation and a relationship with someone that is not as committed perhaps as you are.
I see. Okay.
And that is an individual sovereign choice that each and every one of us makes. I need to mute someone. I'm sorry, I'm feeling some feedback. Hang on. All right, it seems to be gone. Thank you.
Yeah.
So it is really not, yes, this is your intuition, as he could be your person, but there would be compromises.
Absolutely. And I've thought about all of those things that, I'm willing to put up with and not put up with because I know my worth. And I am just now getting into, um, you know, learning about my gifts and trusting. I'm trying to trust myself, but I have so many insecurities. And so that I know where it comes from childhood trauma. So I'm working through that and I'm doing meditations and I'm on a higher vibration. I feel wonderful. I don't feel like I'm in pain. Waiting for him has given me an opportunity to work on me anyway. So it's not like I'm sitting around waiting by the phone.
Good, good,
Yes.
good
But
news.
yes, but he's highly spiritual as well.
Mhm.
And just being with him, I felt like it was a different connection other than the physical, like, here and now connection. I feel something's different about this one because it's not like me to
Right,
wait around and
right.
put up with that. So that's why it's been so exhausting for me. I'm like, when's he coming back? And this and that. I know he's my person. And was it, so it's just nerve wracking.
Yeah, so I'm just going to invite you to take a breath. Just drop into your heart and just know that you're safe and you are held. You are sovereign. And any decision that is made is happening right now. And you are going to be just fine with or without him by your side. He's never really gone, yes?
Correct.
I'm going to assert that there's a possibility that in this period of time where you are saying yourself there is maximum spiritual growth, you may begin to outgrow or outneed what that relationship, that particular relationship in that particular design offered you. For you are on a trajectory that is, of great importance and great acceleration. And it may change how you feel. And I'm going to ask that you give it about 6 months.
Okay.
Any decision of consequence, whether he contacts you or not.
Okay.
I'm just going to wait and give myself this time, and you can make it whatever time period you wish, but the recommendation from us in the realm of seeing more is to give it enough where you're able to navigate through this. You will be someone different. And the needs that you have then will be different.
Oh, okay.
And your level of commitment to something will show itself differently.
Okay. That's a great way to look at it. And I know I am changing. And I know that is a possibility. I've already thought of that too. So,
It is not that he is good or bad. It is just
right.
now your needs, what is right and good for you,
Okay.
and what is going to move you most quickly and fervently toward your higher self, your soul's purpose, is what's happening for you.
And that's such a beautiful thing to actually love myself and
Yes.
work on me and live in purpose, have a purpose, a soul purpose, and, ascend to that level. Yeah. I always knew that I was meant for something more, and there's always been a void internally. Nothing made me happy. I had a career in IT. I have beautiful children and was married, and now I'm divorced and all that, and I lost everything to my children, my marriage, and I just, even when I felt fulfilled, there was always something telling me something was missing. And now I feel happy and I'm single, and my kids are growing up and all of that. So, yeah.
There's nothing more accelerating in your own spiritual unfolding than spending a little solo time.
Absolutely.
To know thyself. And this period of time will give you opportunity, ample opportunity to begin to really understand and know your worth and what it is you want more than anything, especially in a partner. And you can begin to show up in that way and attract that for yourself. Right now,
Absolutely.
you're attracting from this work in progress, yes?
Yes.
And so he matches that in this moment. And
Right.
so I'm going to ask a little bit of time and space for yourself. And come here and create and create sustenance and generate friendships and community that can fill a little bit of that feeling that you might have of not wanting to be alone. Call me. There are many people on this call that would welcome a conversation with you.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you.
Not find yourself falling into a trap, which we call the default, which tends to make you go back to old behaviors. Yes?
Absolutely.
Stay of the highest vibration. Remember your tools. Come back and visit us often, and you will find your way through, and it will all be different. I guarantee you it will be different come September.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Indeed. Thank you so much for being here. All right, Ingrid, I see you. Hello, Ingrid. Nice to see you, beloved one. All right, everybody. Okay. Hello, Ingrid. You are muted, my friend. You are muted. Yeah. Good to see you.
Hi.
Hello. Hi. Hi.
Thank you,
Sure.
first of all. I wanted to ask you, how can I communicate with my higher self? And who are my guides? And how can I communicate with them too?
I have a whole bevy of people here that can help answer that question. Yes? How does she communicate with her higher guides, everyone? Everyone is formulating an answer right now within them. Well, the first order of business, beloved, is to get quiet. Yes? Your guides and your higher self, they cannot speak, or rather, we cannot really hear them when there's so much going on in our thinking mind, our overthinking mind. And so, one criteria is to quiet the mind, is
Okay.
to, shift your brain waves. We actually say we have a process that we use in our classes. It is shifting your brain waves from your overthinking beta to your alpha, to that state where right before you are falling asleep, yes?
Mm-hmm.
And you're quiet and you're in that sort of luminous state, dreamy state. And you allow yourself quiet. And that is where messages and information from the other realms, your spirit guides, your higher self, those that love and care for you and have for eons and lifetimes, eternity, in fact. And to do that, you find breathing methods. We have a process and a method we call the metronome, where we ask that you slow your brain waves down consciously. You imagine that you have an inner metronome somewhere within you. And how fast is that metronome going? Do that now. Just go ahead and close your eyes.
Okay.
Just imagine, you know what a metronome is. It's that little thing that sits upon a piano and goes back and forth. And just feel the tempo and the pace of that. And now with a breath, I want you to imagine that you are inhaling source energy. And on your exhale, you're going to slow your metronome down by half speed. You can do that. Slow it down. Feel yourself getting calmer, more spacious. And once again, upon the inhale, you're going to inhale and breathing in source energy, the light and love. And upon the exhale, slow your metronome down by half once again. And as you do that, you are quite specifically and technically slowing down the activity of your brain. You are shifting your brainwave activity from a state of beta into a state of alpha. This is one of the first very basic tenets and tools of being able to consciously bring, the opportunity for yourself to expand, to raise your own consciousness, for you to be able to begin to feel, see, know, and hear the realms of the non-physical.
Okay.
Cannot hear and see them when your eyes are darting around and your ears are listening to all kinds of influence and you're speaking to yourself all the time, the self-talk. You want to slow it down, create the spaciousness, and then there's opportunity for you to hear something new. All right? That's the first place to start. And keep coming back to our classes and our community calls and, start a practice. Get a teacher, get a mentor, find someone that can begin to assist you and work with you, and your life will indeed change. Yes, is that not true? Who was here? Colleen and Bonnie and Terry and Heather, all of you. Your lives will begin to change when you put a little emphasis and priority on this in your life.
Okay.
You
Thank you so much.
You have guides, and they want to know you as much as you want to know them.
Yeah.
So it is a coming together. Coming together.
Awesome. Thank you.
We look forward to seeing you again, yes? All right. All right, Anne. Hello, Anne. How are you? Good to see you. It's been
Hello.
a while, yes?
It has been a while. Yes.
Good
Yes.
to see you.
Good to see you too. Thank you. I've been connected to you for years, and today I saw the email, and today I had space, and today I'm here, and I'm witnessing so much magic that comes through out here on Manifestational Monday of willingness to show up. And so for me, I am called to frame my request as a desire for confirmation. I have set a bazillion balls in motion, and I've opened to all manner of receiving information with my team and others and the community and the beings. And I feel so deeply what is in process, in becoming. And I love this new moon energy piece right here, right now, because I see by summer solstice a completely different Ann Jonas, like a version, like I'm at like version 7 right now. So I'm kind of looking at like a jump over to 9, but it's like this, and all the things that I have sowed, and it's this daily relationship with what is here now, what has been, what is coming. And I have a sty in this eye that is intensely shown up. Here's the thing, the pain went away. I have a tooth that might need to be taken out, but the pain went away. So I've got these things that I recognize as out of harmony with what is. And I guess that's that place of another layer of guidance from you and your wisdom. There's so much I can tap in at any moment. It's all right there. And yet sometimes getting out of my own way to listen to another.
Yes, right. Right, right. We close the doors sometimes when the word is having spiritual hubris, yes? To think that we have done all the work and somehow the answers will always be there for us. And yet we still have to travel back to the beginner's mind, sit back upon the mat, practice our spiritual tools to find the right answer. And the most profound answer for you is going to come in the simplest measure, the simplest way. It's going to sound so simple. In fact, you might disregard it because it is so simple. But it is present moment awareness.
I know that, damn it. I talk it. And this is the thing. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is the confirmation I needed because that happened today with my cat, that I realized she was showing me play here now, go outside now. And I've been in this thing with her. I cleaned out my turtle tank that was muck, and I'm the Lotus Path. That's my business. I know mud. I know I live in mud. Thank you. It is that simple. And it has to be again and here now and here now and here now. And that's the only place to be. And that's the only place I'm going to get to is here now.
And the truth of the matter is, Anne, for you, that is enlightenment.
Yeah.
That is living life as the Bodhisattva. You have touched upon that inference, that existence within you of living the deeply spiritual, the committed, the dedicated, the devoted. I mean, there are not many in the human form that have touched upon this in the way that you have. And yet we can skip over or disregard and think it has to be more difficult. When the reality is, the most enlightened is in its simplest form. Easy? No, I will not say. But simple, yes. If we are to practice it, yes.
I have a dear friend who I connected to my publisher to write a book called Simple Not Easy.
There you go. Exactly.
Yep. Yes. And yes. And yes. And yes. And thank you.
And I'm going to encourage you and invite you, because spring is coming and, the ground is thawing and the blooms will start to appear and blossom, is commune.
Yeah.
You are a nature girl, yes?
It's a funny place. It's that dance of yes and why. And okay, I am a nature girl. What stops me from being my whatever girl I am? Whatever stops me from being blank girl, that's the place to be with right here, right now.
All right. And that is a wonderful place for you to explore and to begin to reimagine. This is a period and a corridor of reimagination, recreation. For you too can be something entirely different on the other side of this 6-month period that we're all entering into.
Yeah.
Soul's awakening, your soul's path, that deeper, more refined, more, and really it comes right down to passion.
Yeah.
Passion is going to be the word to bespoke, the word for us to integrate and bring into our consciousness and live it in a way that we have never invited it in before, whether it is painting and smearing paint upon a canvas, or whether it is digging up the whole garden, reimagining it, or whether it is tearing your kitchen apart and saying, I'm going to cook all new food. It has to be at that level.
It's funny, the word ass is in passion. So it's like, how much can you just be an ass to the system of what is? Break it open. That's the passion.
There you go. And that is what we're all being invited to do, is to break it open so that the container that held what you were before no longer exists, so that some new container can be created and not even contained. It is like limitless is on the horizon. All right.
Yes.
You get to be who you decide in your soul's blueprint, your soul awakening. It is all unscripted right now.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So be upon your path and come back and share and tell us how you are doing. All right. When time permits. I know you're a busy woman.
Well, I actually I put this in tonight and hit repeat. So there you go. So monthly.
Blessed be. We welcome that which you be. Indeed, 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 indeed.
Thank you so much.
All right, beloveds, I have messages of people needing to leave. I see that there are no more hands up, and it has been a good period of time, 40 minutes or so. If there are any other questions, I'm happy to be in response to that. If not, we can relinquish and let go. We all have lots to do in our lives, and I love being here. I love being witness to your spiritual alchemy, your spiritual magic, as somebody said, and just tune in and pay attention to your feelings upon this next week. Your feelings, beloveds, are messengers. Messengers to help you discover your truth and navigate the path of your highest. When you listen and relate to your feelings, this will coincide with all that is happening in the cosmos, aligning Pisces to create from. Think of it as a rebirth for yourself. Think of it as a rebirth at this highly, highly sensitive time. And no matter what, beloveds, let self-love be your compass. All right, guiding you. Self-love. Slow down. Don't be in such a hurry. Don't try to absorb or process all the information that's coming. It is impossible to do. It is an impossible task. There's not a human being alive that can process all that you are being bombarded with. Right? Be discerning, and your soul's purpose is emerging. Join with us on the Tuesday, the Soul Magic, and we will delve into this concept a little bit more deeply. All right? All right. Namaste. It is my pleasure, my honor, my passion to be with you, and until we meet again. All right? Namaste.
Thank you, Connie. Thank you, Sophia.
Yeah. Thank you. Wow.
Thank you so much for this beautiful
Yeah.
community.
I agree. I agree. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Carrie, it's so good to see you.
It feels so good to connect with you.
Of course, we have. There's just so much to catch up on. I think I'm going to be on Jeannie's call at the end of the month. So yeah, I'll talk.
Okay.
I'll talk to you. Love you. I'll see
Take care.
you guys later. Bye.
Bye.